Well, thousands of students are making their way to Parliament ahead of the Finance Minister's midterm budget speech. Some are already there. For more on this, we cross to our reporter Vanessa Puna, who's outside Parliament. Vanessa, very good afternoon to you. The numbers certainly starting to swell there, and we understand there's a bit of tension between security and students. What's it like there?
Yes, good afternoon to you. Right here at Parliament a few minutes ago, a larger number of students aligned to the Fees Must Fall movement came running down Ruland Street as police were about to set up wire barricades just outside the gates of Parliament. Now, at this moment in time, there are groups of students as well as supported by what seems like school children as well as parents and civil society members coming down the road, just gathering here in front of Parliament. I've seen banners with hashtag Fees Must Fall. I've seen banners with outsourcing Fees Must Fall. And at the moment, just to my left, I also see a group of students as well as protesters moving along down Ruland Street, singing peacefully at this stage, making their way through to the front to the gates of Parliament, where students have come together and in what they call the biggest or the most important march in South Africa at this point in time. Their call, of course, is for free education. It is what we have seen happening across campuses across South Africa for the past month or so, but also last year when this movement started taking shape on campuses, with students saying that higher education in South Africa should be free, that government should be providing a free education as well as a list of other demands. And now at some campuses, students are also saying that their socio-economic conditions in the townships where they come from make it impossible for them to study. For example, they haven't got access to Wi-Fi facilities. Students saying that the areas they come from are unsafe. Students tabling these demands over the past few weeks through various forums at various universities and campuses across South Africa. At this stage, it would appear as those negotiations with management has deadlocked, following which we have seen quite a number of violent incidences across universities. The University of Cape Town, just yesterday, vehicles torched there. The day before, vehicles torched at CPUT in Bellville. Now, the students we've been talking to over the past few days have distanced themselves from the torching of vehicles. We've also seen a number of incidences on campus where students allege that private security, for example, were heavy-handed when they protest on campus. We've seen running battles between police as well as protesters, and all because they are calling for a free education in South Africa. Now, we do know that a little later on this afternoon, in just under an hour or so, Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan is due to table his medium-term budget speech, and this is why earlier on, of course, we've also seen a number of protesting students under the DASO banner coming here, being addressed by the DA leader Musi Maimani, also talking about government needing to provide free education for poor students, and also saying that there should be plans to take care of the missing middle. At this stage, I'm not quite sure exactly the extent to which there was a bit of an altercation just behind me outside the gates of Parliament when the police were trying to barricade or set up their barricades. But at this stage, Ruland Street here in front of me, a very large number of students and protesters gathered here at Parliament.
Vanessa, thank you very much. Vanessa Puna live from Parliament. Those scenes there, the numbers certainly starting to swell. But staying with the marches, the students gathered at the Cape Town campus of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology and are making their way to Parliament. Among those students from CPUT, UCT and UWC. Now let's get more from this march. We crossed our reporter Mariska Botha. Mariska, very good afternoon to you. We believe that this march is underway. Give us a breakdown then. What are the numbers like, and what are students saying?
We
coming to you live, of course, from Parliament. We're coming to you live from Parliament. It was certainly one of the fastest protest marches we've ever seen. Of course, thousands of students gathered earlier today on the Cape Peninsula of University of Technology's campus. It started out slowly, but then afterwards we saw more than 2,000 students gathered. And just after 12, they started moving from there down here to the Parliament precinct. And as I've said, certainly one of the fastest marches we've ever seen through the city of Cape Town. The students were here in a matter of minutes, and right now they gathered here in front of the gates of Parliament, and from what we can understand, they're hoping to hand over a memorandum of grievances. We managed to speak to some of the students earlier, and all of them say the only thing they want is free education, and they say they don't want to start their working lives in debt. What would be the purpose of that? They already say they're poor, they're suffering, and the only thing they say they want is free education. And we're waiting now at the gates of Parliament to see what's going to happen next. The march was fairly orderly, it was peaceful. Police didn't have to intervene, although there is a very heavy police presence here at Parliament, and of course police escorted them all the way. But right now things are peaceful, and we're just waiting to see what happens next. And with that, back to you, Natasha.
Thank you very much, our reporter Mariska Botha, live with that march from Parliament.